welcome to Monday's lessons. I am so excited for you because you are here to grow that brain. So, we've had a couple days off. We need to warm up with our all-important flashcards to sharpen those decoding skills. Are you ready? Here we go. A, vowel consonant E. A, E, E, O, U. Again. A, U, or oo. I, E, O, oo. Remember? Ooh. One more time. Ooh. O. Shh. And ch. Good job. Today, we're trying something new. So, let's go take a look. Hello, Super Scholars, and welcome to another wonderful week of second grade. I am super excited that there's only 2 weeks left till Halloween, so I got this new Halloween shirt that I'm wearing in celebration today. So let's start this Monday. First up, we are doing something new called grammar. Can you all say that with me? Grammar. So this week, we're focusing on a new but important part of English language arts, and that is grammar. I'm going to talk about exactly what it is in just a little bit because we of course, need to decode first. We need to warm up those detective skills from the weekend. So let's read some words with our digraph H-Buddy friends. Here we go. Ooh, can you decode this word for me? Munch. Munch. Like you're munching on your food. Munch. What about this one? Here's our H-Buddy. Brush. 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 Like you pull a brush through your hair. And this one, what do you see? Here's our vowel. This is the soft sound. L. This double L only makes one sound. Thrill. Thrill. Like something's exciting. It gives you a thrill. And what about this word? This has to do with a number. This TH will also make the soft sound. If. There's a lot of soft sounds. Fifth. Fifth. If something is number 5, it's fifth in line. And what about this word? Digraph, vowel, and these 2 F's will only say one sound. If. Whiff. To take a whiff of something is to smell it. I'm taking a whiff. Okay, Super Scholars, a great job using those detective skills. And now let's talk about what exactly is grammar. So grammar is a part of any language that talks about the rules that we have to follow to speak and write this language correctly. So in English grammar, there's a set of rules that we have to follow in school when we are writing or reading. So today, we're only going to talk about one part of grammar, but it's a part that is used quite often. So let's take a look at our learning target for today. It says, I can correctly use an apostrophe to show what something belongs to. So the part of grammar we're looking at is an apostrophe. Can we all say that word? Apostrophe. One more time. Apostrophe. I want you to try and say the word on your own. It's a tricky word if we've never heard it before, but of course, we have to practice to get better. An apostrophe. An apostrophe in our English language has two uses. There are two rules that we need to follow when we're using an apostrophe. And we're going to learn about both those rules this week. But today, we're starting with the rule of grammar, that when we use an apostrophe, we can show what something belongs to. So we're going to talk about what that means. So here is our apostrophe friend. They don't always look like this when you see them. Sometimes they're just tiny like this. This is usually how I write an apostrophe. It's like a really tiny little curve. It's a really, really small punctuation mark. We know that periods, question marks, and exclamation points are all punctuation. We use them when we write sentences. And an apostrophe is another important part of punctuation. It's a rule we have to follow when we're speaking or writing the English language. And like I said, an apostrophe has two uses. Today we're talking about an apostrophe could show possession. That's another big word. Can we say this? Possession. One more time. Possession. Possession means that something belongs to you or someone. If something is yours, you own it, it belongs to you, and you possess it. For example, this shirt is mine. It belongs to me. I possess this shirt. It is one of my possessions. And when we're talking about how this shirt belongs to me, we can use an apostrophe to talk about that relationship between me and my shirt. And that's what we're going to talk about today. There are a ton of things that belong to you and you possess. So when you want to write about it, you are going to use the punctuation mark and apostrophe. So let's take a look at how we would do that. So for example, if I had a pen, about my whiteboard pen, and the pen belongs, I own it, I possess it, the pen belongs to Miss Rangel. This is my pen. All of you know how to say this. We're just going to learn exactly what it looks like on paper. So if you were talking about that this pen belongs to Miss Rangel, what's another way you could say the relationship between me and the pen? That this is Miss Rangel's pen. Miss Rangel's pen. Do you see? We have a little apostrophe right here. This guy is the apostrophe that shows the possession. This pen belongs to Miss Rangel, therefore it's Miss Rangel's pen. When we want to show that something belongs to someone, we're going to use an apostrophe S. An apostrophe goes right on top, followed by an S. So we can say Miss Rangel's pen, and everyone's going to know this is my pen. Let's look at another example. The toy belongs to Roman. If we wanted to say that the toy belongs belongs to Roman, how could we explain that relationship with our friend, the apostrophe? We could say Roman's toy. Roman's toy. The possession, the belonging of the toy to Roman is shown with our apostrophe S. We have to make sure that is there if we want to explain to our reader that Roman owns that toy. It's Roman's toy. So we've been looking at all these examples that are showing us how this apostrophe S talks about belonging. But super scholars, what about a noun that ends in S? We've been talking about adding apostrophe S when we want to show that one thing belongs to another. But what if the owner ends in an S? Do we add another apostrophe S? No, we don't. All we add is the apostrophe. For example, if we want to say the dog's food, we're saying that there are multiple dogs, and multiple dogs own this food. So all we're going to do to show the relationship between the dogs and the food is just add an apostrophe. An S is already there, so we don't need an extra one. All you're going to use is an apostrophe when you write, and now your reader knows that this food belongs to a group of dogs. So that's one other rule in apostrophe grammar. But before we look at our practice page, I want to show you and prepare you for a common mistake that a lot of people end up making. For example, this sentence, we can read it. It says, the cats ran. The cats ran. Do we need an apostrophe here? No, we don't, because ran is a verb. Ran doesn't belong to the cat. We have an S here, just saying that there is a group of cats that ran. So in this sentence, the cats ran, it's perfect just the way it is, because we're not talking about that one thing belongs to another. This S is just saying there's more than one cat. But when we want to say Ava's cat ran, we need that apostrophe S. Because here we're not saying that Ava ran, we're saying that the cat that Ava owns is the one that ran. So we need to show that with our apostrophe S. Ava's cat ran. The cat was doing the running. So this is a little mistake we often see, that whenever someone sees an S, they go, oh, I need an apostrophe, when actually you don't. Make sure you keep this in mind, super scholars, because you only need apostrophe S when you're talking about what something belongs to. Okay, super scholars, but one last thing before we get out our workbooks, and that is this or that. So I want us to move our bodies real quick. So go ahead and stand up. You can stand up, and I have a question for you. Do you prefer pizza? If so, you're going to swim in place. Or do you prefer popcorn? If so, you're going to run in place. So you have to make the choice between pizza or popcorn. What would you rather have right now? I'm going to go for pizza, so I'm going to swim in place. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're done with our movement break. So let's go ahead and sit back down. And as you're doing that, I would love for you to get out your Super Kids book and find page 4. You're going to look for page 4 in your Super Kids book. It's going to have a blue box on top. And we're going to practice the first use of apostrophes with this page. Okay, awesome people. So here, we are given two nouns. We have to correct the sentence to show how one noun belongs to the other. So let's see if we can correctly use our apostrophe. So first up, let's look at number one. We have icky and a sandwich. We want to show that this sandwich belongs to Icky. How can we say that? It's Icky's sandwich. But with Icky, we have to add something to the end. Icky's, what do we add? It's our apostrophe S. And Super Scholars, your apostrophe does not need to be big at all. It's a small punctuation mark. So Icky's sandwich with this apostrophe S shows that this sandwich belongs to Icky. Okay, awesome people, what about number two? What does this say? It says the dog's dish. So right now all we know is there's a group of dogs and a dish. So how can we show that this dish belongs to the group of dogs? Just like this picture. Before you answer, look, dogs ends in an S. We have an S already. So if we want to show that this dish belongs to the dogs, we only need one thing. What is it? It's an apostrophe. That's all we need. The dog's dish. That tiny little punctuation mark changes the entire sentence. That this dish belongs to the dogs. Okay, what about number three? What does it say? It says the duck's pond. The duck's pond. So we want to show that this pond belongs to a group of ducks. But did you notice? There's already an S because there's more than one duck. So if we want to show possession, what do we just need? We only need one thing. It's tiny. All we need is the apostrophe. That's it. To show that the pond belongs to that big group of ducks. Okay, what about number four? What does four say? It says Cass, cat. It says Cass, cat. This isn't complete. We want to show that the cat belongs to Cass. So how would we say that? That the cat belongs to Cass. It is Cass's cat. We know how to say that, but how can we show that on paper? Cass's cat. What do we need to write that shows belonging? We need that apostrophe S right at the end. You might be thinking, but Miss Rangel, Cass ends with an S. That is true. Her name ends in an S. But there isn't more than one Cass. We just add an apostrophe when there's a group of a noun. But since there's only one Cass, we would say Cass's cat. So we need to add the apostrophe S because there's still only one person, only one Cass. But right now, you are going to have the time to work on this new grammar concept on your own. I want you to finish page 4. You are going to do 6 through 12. On 6 through 12, I want you to read the phrase and determine what kind of grammar punctuation do you need to show possession. Remember, in most cases, you add apostrophe S, but if an S is already there, and we're talking about like a group, then all you need apostrophe. Okay, awesome people. Go ahead and finish page 4, and when you're done and have double checked your work, that means you've looked at it all again, then and only then can you take that picture for me so I can see.